Ew. Ew. Hey, Uncle Buck. Hey, Brooka. Hey, Jen. My shirt very blue. It is black. I don't. Hi, Cindy. And no, I don't partake. Partoke. I don't partoke. You don't partake either. I wonder how many of my audience does partake. Pretty sure a few do. It is popular. It is. Hey, Ingrid. Partook enough for all your viewers in my lifetime. Fair enough. Chantel was asking if I'm going to Cape this weekend. Featured guests: Peyton List, Sarah Voigt, Casey Hartnett, Justin Paul Kelly, Scott McCord, Melissa Ultro, Tyler Johnston, and Evan Stern. Yay. What is Kate? Cornwall Area Pop Event. And yeah, no idea. Oh, none of them are artists. They're all actors. Yeah, there's no comic creators. State just passed a law where if it gets federally legalized, it won't be legal here. What state is that? Hi, D-Clean. That's stupid. Shave for $300? No. Tennessee. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, as far as the guests go, so Peyton List, Jane Siegel in Mad Men, and Lieutenant Rizzo in Star Trek Picard. Sarah Voigt, is in Terrifier 2. Casey Hartnett, also in Terrifier 2. Scott McCord. I guess done a fair number of things. From anthology series The Sinner. Total Drama Island. Jake and Paul in Paw Patrol. So that guy seems to just be like just bit parts. Also, the states are gorgeous, but the laws are restrictive. Yeah, banning marijuana is stupid. Justin Paul Kelly, he plays Chase in Paw Patrol. Melissa Eltro, Muffy on Arthur. Also voiced Pippi Longstocking in something. Tyler Johnson is on Samandriel in Supernatural, also in Letterkenny. And then Evan Stern, Letterkenny. So, currently making so much by taxing it. You're going to miss out on all of it. So that some Tennessee representatives have taken opioid pharmaceuticals and that. That makes sense. That does make sense. No, I'm not going to. Why would I? There's no comic people there. Like, the reason I would want to go to a comic convention is for comics. I was optimistic to legalize it, medically and recreational. Do I have any others? No, it's the only one for Cornwall. Like, I have the first couple of years, I did go to it. I did, like, the first couple of years they held it, I went to it. Jeff Isherwood used to be a regular there. And they had Larry fucking Hama one year, which. Hell yeah. Yeah, they had Larry, like, Jeff Isherwood, yeah, he was cool. And Larry Hama, like, Larry Hama's a legend, you know? So getting him, that was a real coup for them. And then they've had fucking no one since then. Beat them? Yeah. So I didn't spend much time chatting with them. Like, I do have social anxiety, so it's not like I spent a lot of time chatting with them. I did get sketches from each of them, though. So I've got a Snake Eyes sketch from Larry Hama. Hey, Shelly. Should have asked him for Scarlet. It was after the fact I realized should have asked him for Scarlet. I got a She-Hulk sketch from Jeff Isherwood, and again, it was after the fact I realized, fuck, should have asked him for Clea. Because Isherwood did draw a Doctor Strange comic for a while. It's kind of funny. So, like, when I got that She-Hulk sketch around, it was like on a comic cover, just like a blank, one of those blank comic covers that they do, like just for people to get sketches. Yeah, like a box of comics with blank covers. So I was like sort of looking through them and like, which one do I want? Which one do I want? Which one? Yeah, it's like She-Hulk. Yeah, She-Hulk. And it was the first issue of the run by Tom Taylor and Javier Pulido. I believe it was Pulido. I think it was Taylor and Pulido. A comic that I'd actually been enjoying, or that I'd actually enjoyed. And I was like, She-Hulk. I like She-Hulk. She-Hulk's a cool character. So Isherwood and his daughter started flipping through the comic, and we're kind of talking shit about it. It's like, really? The daughter commented on how like wordy it was, how much dialogue that there is. It's like, it is written by a lawyer, which. Yeah, I was surprised at him not liking the art because he didn't seem impressed by the art either, the layouts and everything. Some of the layouts that he wasn't impressed by. Really, it's like it's not. I'll admit that Pulido isn't normally my cup of tea. Try. Somebody suggest Shelly like refresh maybe. Hey Vicky, or am I frozen for anyone else? Yeah, like I. This came good. Yeah, it's like I don't know. In fairness, Isherwood's like an old school guy though. I think it's that Jeff Isherwood like is an old school comic artist. Whereas Pulido is very much not. Pulido is very different style. Gradients. That's funny. Oh yeah, I mean it's just autocorrect being stupid. That's why I never use autocorrect. Hey Yoshi. I was leaning towards older stuff. A lot of people do. I enjoy both, older and newer. That said, I find even among older stuff, I do tend to lean away from the sort of house style comics. I have an important question. Sure. Like for X Men, for example, like 60 for the X Men 60s, Neil Adams was the best artist that comic had. Jack Kirby did that first year of it, and it was fine. But it really wasn't until Neil Adams took over the art that that the comic actually started looking really fucking cool. Um, stuff like that, or '70s had some very unique artists in general. A few of them. Then into the '80s, you got likes of Bill Sienkiewicz or Barry Windsor Smith. Or Paul Smith, John Romita Jr. So yeah, I feel like Jeff Isherwood was an old school house style type of comic artist and very very good at it. He was a very good draftsman and everything. That said, I did tend to lean towards the I do tend to like the stuff that is not that. Anyway, had an important question, Ingrid. Taking us on a field trip into a comic store. That feels like it would be inappropriate, honestly. I wouldn't want to film in a public spot. Anyway. Anyway, I do like talking about comics. Got screwed in paying it forward this morning. In front of me paid for me late. My latte. The lady behind me. Or it was double mine. That's unfortunate. And never having me. I've never been in a pay it forward situation where somebody paid for my stuff or whatever. Overpaid my toll once like that. Oprah should be paying a lot more people a lot more things. There's my hot take. Because she's fucking Oprah. She can afford everything. Everybody get the toll. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, how much money does she have? She can afford to just like. Throw as much money as she wants at whatever she wants. Be nice for her to support something that's not a fucking scam for once. For once in her goddamn life. All people in the checkout line, though. Can't stand seeing the kids' stuff getting taken out of the purchase. Cruise interviews, nightmare fuel. Tom and Oprah. Oh, the Tom Cruise interview. I think my general attitude towards that interview was I don't fucking care. Heard Oprah is rude to staff. I can believe it. Oprah was a big pusher. Tom is hype. Oprah was a big pusher of the idea of like, if you don't get your way, just ask for a manager and they'll, give you whatever you want. Like she wasn't the only one promoting that idea, but being Oprah, it did. She did do a lot to popularize the idea, which everyone working in customer service will tell you is a fucking pain in the ass. What I do if I had Oprah money? I didn't fucking know. It's a literally inconceivable amount of money. And the thing is, not just money at that point. When you're that wealthy, it's not just money; it's power. Get me a Stedman. Right, I gotta blow my nose. Give me one moment. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I'd be like, throw money at people's healthcare related GoFundMe's, push for proper funding for libraries and eliminate the very idea of school lunch debt. What does everything can? I think they might be actually. Or well, I don't know. I'm actually not entirely sure. Because the elementary school I went to didn't have a cafeteria. We had to bring our own lunches from home. So yeah, the school I went to, no, we didn't have lunch debt because we didn't have a fucking cafeteria. The high school had a cafeteria, and you'd have to like pay for that. But again, you could bring your own lunch. But um, I think that I never ate at the cafe. I never ate in the cafeteria myself. I don't think it was particularly expensive, but I mean that's high school. It's a little bit different, but yeah. Otherwise, for schools that for elementary schools that do have cafeterias, I have no idea if like you know if they're free or not. I don't know. Every time I see people talk about mostly I see Americans talk about it, but every time I see someone talk about it, it's like, why is that a fucking thing? No fourth grader should ever be in debt. You know? That's just that should not be a thing. A fourth grader should not be in fucking debt. Yeah, I don't know. If I was a billionaire with like that level of fuck you money, low income kids that qualify get free breakfast and lunch. Means tested, I assume. Just stupid kid. I can get rid of means testing. But yeah, like if I had that level of fuck off wealth where I could just do literally anything I feel like, yeah, I'd be going after the shit that makes society worse. You know? Schools and parks should have fruit, veg, etc. just growing. Probably. I'm kind of of two minds on this. So on the one hand, school gardens probably would be a really effective way of teaching kids level of responsibility and nature and getting outside and working with their hands, and it probably would be really beneficial. On the other hand, I would have fucking hated it if I had to do it when I was a kid. Like, I would have fucking hated every goddamn moment of it. So, sort of two minds about that. By the same token, here in Ontario, since grade school has an outside garden, yeah, like by the same token, here in Ontario, um, you need 40 hours of community service to graduate high school. I think 40 hours. Bear in mind, it has been over 20 years since I graduated, so I could be misremembering, but I think 40 hours. You need a certain number of community service hours in order to graduate high school, and same thing. Yeah, it probably is a good way of instilling community, you know, community focus into teenagers. On the other hand, I cheated. I had somebody else. Like I faked it. I wasn't. I didn't want to fucking do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do community service. Kids in the community would sign up for it. It wasn't mandatory. Probably the way to do it. Have it as an elective, and hungry kids have access to fresh fruit. Yep. I mean, if it's a garden, it's more likely to be vegetables. Couldn't get me to dress out for gym class, much less till a garden. I do like the concept. Fruit trees could double as shade. True. I don't know how much gardening you need to do for a fruit tree, though. How'd you get out of it? I think I had Chantel's mom sign it. Just made something. Just made something up and had Chantel's mom sign it. I think. Bunches the oxygen the little grubs suck up. Children. They sure are awful. This was medically exempt. The scoliosis. I would say lucky her, but except quoting Tarantino movie, thinking it's a legit Bible verse. He didn't even quote it properly. Yeah, what he was basically doing was ripping off Pulp Fiction. I told to eat a small tablet device across the room. You're never too old to yeet a small tablet device across the room. Like he was ripping off the Pulp Fiction quote. I wouldn't be surprised if he was hoping nobody would even notice. Actually, no. What he was thinking, what he was banking on was that nobody he gave a shit about would notice. He was probably like, the leftists will notice, but my audience won't. Anyone on the right who notices that I'm ripping off a Pulp Fiction quote will just, we'll write it off as a joke. Surgery went a bit wrong. Left with permanent nerve damage. Ugh. Oh, Quentin thought. Probably thought Hegseth was a dick. Actually, he's wanting to know. He's wanting to know if that White House press secretary would be willing to show her feet. That's what he was thinking. Whatever that lady's name is. But yeah, I have some trouble seeing Quentin Tarantino as a Republican, as a conservative. So I can't imagine that he particularly liked Hegseth, you know, ripping him off like that. But yeah, Hegseth is a douchebag. As many comes. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't really expect him to. Numb Mama Bear. Fair. Oh, yeah, it is just about time and all time. Hey, nostalgia. Cracking joke. I got nothing. Degenerate joke. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. All right, all right. Husband got a Viagra stuck in his throat once. He had a stiff neck for over 4 hours. Yeah, I'm not very good at remembering jokes. You had to kiss Nala from Lion King, and it would remove Trump from office. You do it. I mean, she is pretty sexy for a lion. She's got those bedroom eyes. Grab her by the mane. Can you feel the blood? Anywho. Gonna restart your device. Don't forget D12. Why was Cinderella bad at soccer? She kept running from the ball. I'm going to refill my water. I'll be back in a minute. Counter-Strike? You can't, Nostalgia. I have no interest in Counter-Strike, sorry. I don't have interest in multiplayer games in general. I just don't want to play multiplayer games. In particular, on this nice holiday evening, I must retire to my kitchen for sustenance. Enjoy. Hey, Gillface. Good night, Gillface. for my Cyberpunk Let's Play. I have uploaded up until mid-November. I've still got a few more episodes to upload. So, not even finished, not even May, and I've got almost the entire rest of the year recorded already for Cyberpunk. I've got a very, very, very large buffer. Up to episode 73 has been uploaded. And we got like 4 or 5 episodes left to upload. Like recorded, but not uploaded. You just finished working yet? Yeah, I record. Generally, I record like one episode almost every night. Like I record one episode almost every night, occasionally 2 episodes. I have found myself drunk stream like I do. Really cure NSFW My Little Pony art on stream. I don't do I don't do art nostalgia. I don't have art. I don't draw, so I don't do art. I also don't drink. I am in a bit of a undecided state about something. There's a specific gun that you can only get basically after you've beaten the game. Like it doesn't like there's no new game plus mode or anything like that. But after you finish the game, you can sort of like it'll take you back to right before the point of no return with anything you picked up during the actual end game, and it allows you to get a specific weapon. So I was thinking, like, I could probably, like, beat the game, get the thing I need in order to get access to that final weapon, and then have it, and then have that final weapon. Doing so would give, it would spoil something, but it's something kind of obvious. So I'm just a little bit split on it. I probably will hold off, but I probably will wait until I've actually, because there's multiple endings. So I probably will wait until I've done one of the ending. Maybe not that obvious and slower. By the time you get, yeah, by the time you get to like episode 75, 78, 80, or by the time you get to like episode 80, or whatever, whatever I've recorded, by the time you get to where I've recorded, the specific thing, it's very obvious. Like the specific thing that would be spoiled would not actually be a particularly surprising spoiler. Being around people who are drinking can be annoying when you yourself are sober. It can. It very much can be annoying. Like it's a very like the thing. It's a very easy thing to guess. About what'll happen, about a very specific thing that'll happen. There's a lot of foreshadowing to it. There's a then like there's a fair amount of foreshadowing to it. Though slightly unrelated, I finally finished the weapons category of the database because every so often I try to read some entries from the database. I've now read all of the weapon entries in the database, so that's a category. That is one category that is done. Although there will probably still be more. There might still be more weapon. There might still be more weapons that'll come up, but all the ones that are there to find. All the ones that are currently available. So, yay! I like when I finish off a category in the database and it stops being blue. Once it's grayed out, and I can be like, okay, so now whenever I go in, now I can see at a glance if there's going to be any new entries in it. You like your pink shotgun? Did we get a pro? Oh, hell yeah. Got several better weapons. And honestly, the main thing I'm using the shotgun. I think the main thing I use the shotgun for, quite honestly, is to get solo experience. because you can get some pretty decent stuff. Like they're like, yeah, you got like the solo, netrunner, engineer, shinobi, headhunter. You get some pretty good stuff as you go along those skill trees, as you get experience in those different skills. Yeah, I will get a much better shotgun. I mean, yeah, I mean, I like it's. I'm still early on in the game. I have a shotgun equipped, and it's not even the most powerful shot. Like where I'm at in the game right now, you know, 60 more episodes in, the shotgun that I've been using isn't even the shotgun I've got equipped right now isn't even really the best shotgun in the game. It's not even the most powerful shotgun in the game. It does something like 400 and something damage. It's an iconic one. Iconic shotgun does 400 and something damage. There's another shotgun that does like 600 and something. Just one of the basic shotguns. Which is pretty damn good. That said, my favorite gun is actually just a pistol. Like, out of all like the gun types, the type I actually most enjoy using is just a pistol. In part because you can silence pistols, and I do like going stealth. So being able to just like, pop, that person's down. Pop, that person's down. Doesn't the pistol take a lot of reloading? Not really. Depends on the pistol, but usually you can get like, 10, 12, 14 shots. The pistols usually have pretty decent amount of ammo. You usually like the barrel or clip sizes. Pistols usually have pretty decent pistol size or clip sizes. Revolvers have shit because there's revolvers as well. Those have shitty clip sizes. Been using a tech pistol, tech revolver. Been using a tech revolver so I can get some engineer experience because there's something I need in that skill tree. And that one, it's like 4 shots. The one I've been using, and then you have to reload. And then shotguns, depending on what kind of shotgun you're using, they can take a while to reload if they've got multiple. Like if you've got one that does multiple shots before reloading, then the reload is like click, 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 click as it like they manually enter each cartridge. each shot. So yeah, it's and it does always depend on like which version of the gun you're using. Some guns do take a little bit more to reload than others. Still, in general, with pistols, you can get pretty decent damage. Good number of shots in the clip. They tend to be pretty quick to reload. Like when you do need to reload, they're pretty quick for it. You can equip silencers on them. You don't really need to worry too much about recoil. So they're easy to aim. I just find pistols like really convenient. I'll concede that shotguns are fun. Seems like choking people out and throwing them in the dumpster. I usually only throw them in the dumpster, usually if they are like scavengers. If they're people who need to die, then I'll throw them in a dumpster. Because throwing in the dumpster automatically kills them, which bugs me. It still bugs me that that's a thing. That hiding the body is lethal. Sticking them in the car trunk or like sometimes there are cabinets. They're like cabinets you can stick them in, and it still counts as lethal. And it's like, no, I don't want to kill this person. Just feels unfair to me. But oh well. Now my laptop, tablet is safe, but away. And is it a little bit more consistent, Shelly? Is it working properly? work now, but you're not used to it. Chantel sent me a little video of BG. It's BG, right? It's a little video of her chattering. BG does seem to be growing up a bit. She does seem to be growing up. She was still pretty small when we picked her up. Spectric we play. In my game, Shelly. In Cyberpunk. I like choking people out in Cyberpunk. I just really enjoy doing stealth in that game. It just feels so much more satisfying and rewarding. It's a kink. Yeah. I just find stealth. Watched a bit of that game. Looks cool. It is very good. And yeah, I just really like doing stealth. It just feels so satisfying. And usually you get better rewards for it as well. Or sometimes you get better, like, on occasion. Like, you never get better rewards for going in and just blowing everyone away. Like, there's never a situation where I'm just going to kill everybody. Like, I'm just going to shoot everybody. There's never a situation where that gets you, like, the optimal reward. But there are situations where being stealthy and not killing anybody actually works, actually does get you a slightly better reward. And then most of the time, it doesn't really make a difference. You get the same reward either way, so it's just whatever you find more fun. Sometimes you're going up against people who deserve to die. Scavengers, wraiths, human traffickers. the wealthy. This person has money, they get to die. So I'm staging my flop at the moment. Yeah, you were going to watch Class of 09. You did watch like first episode of Class of 09. Did you end up watching the full first episode? Like, did you end up watching the full episode of Class of 09? Just curious. It is funny watching people play that game and be horrified at it. You do watch a lot of my stuff on Kabak, yes. You're about the only person who watches my Patreon. Never played Hitman now. Need something to do while eating a meal or snacking. Cyberpunk. I mean, yeah, Cyberpunk probably is better than Hitman. But I mean, they're also trying. They're also doing different things. Again, like I've never played Hitman. I don't really know much about Hitman. But I think like those two games are doing very different things. You know, Cyberpunk is both story and character driven, while Hitman is more about. Hi, Jen. Hitman is more about almost more of a puzzle game. Hitman is kind of a puzzle game, I feel like. Yeah, it's how am I going to figure this out? You know, how am I going to kill this person without being without anyone noticing? Hey, Frisbee. Sierra or LucasArts games. I did play Leaders at Larry and the Land at the Lounge Lizards, which is, yeah, very, very old school Sierra. But no, for the most part, those sorts of point and click adventure games, I was never really good at them. Last thing I played was my modded out, fucked up version of The Sims. But yeah, like those point and click games, a lot of it was, are you as, do you have the same sort of mental health issues as the developers of the game? Because that's the only way to figure that shit out, is to have, is to be insane in the specific manner that the developers are. No holds barred. It was unhinged. Because, like, combine these two items that have absolutely nothing in common at this specific spot where it makes no sense to use either of them. Do this specific thing that it makes no sense to do and which there's absolutely no indication needs to be done. Oh, also, if you didn't do this very weird minor specific thing 5 minutes into the game, it's unwinnable. If you didn't pick up this random object that wasn't visible and the game never told you was there, you can't win. And all the hours you've sunk into it are wasted. You can die at any time yet. Thus, save early, save often. So yeah, those kinds of games, like yeah, not really for me. LucasArts games, Lucasfilm or LucasArts, LucasArts games. Yeah, like I couldn't. I'm not good at that kind of game. Like I'm not great at puzzle stuff. That sort of weird logic. Save file corrupted. I was destroyed. It's family. What, Lucasfilm and LucasArts? Yeah, but they do different things. Amiga 500. I feel like I missed something, Uncle Buck. What's family? Lucas? Oh, of course. If there's any relation, it's exceptionally distant. Yeah, the games I've always enjoyed are easy games. Get the inside play and everything. I do not enjoy the frustration of difficult games. Find a long lost uncle out there. I think not. Like I said, any relation is going to be so distant as to stop being a relation. Anyway, I'm very disappointed in Buttercup tonight. Wearing her favorite shirt and she still doesn't show up. Shame on her. How very dare. I still need to replace this chair. Foodie's like she's probably over there. And I have no idea if she's live. That sounds a bit creaky. Yeah, but it is the The back is broken. You're yappy. Yeah, it's outside. I've got my window open. It's that time of year where it's really nice to have your window open. So it's some dog outside, some neighbor dog. Yeah, it's like the seat is really just worn out completely, and the back will not stay up. The back is kind of broken, like the locking mechanism that keeps the back in place is broken. Can be a recliner soon. Yeah, basically. It's a shame because I actually would prefer the back stay up. But nerp. It's all fucked up and shit. Down to add a new chair to your card. Yeah, I need to just. I need to just hit up Staples. But I'm lazy. Gonna be lazy on the floor soon. I mean, if it breaks anymore, then obviously I'll make the effort to get a new one. But it's not too big a problem for the moment. Yeah, it's an irritation for now. So I will just wait until I've got basically no choice left. See if Bart is going to tear the ass of your jeans. I mean, I don't know that that'll happen. I don't know how likely that is. Hey, Samoan. Then you'll need new jeans. And that'll be a pain in the ass. And that'll be annoying. Replacing jeans is annoying. Literally. Yeah. Yeah, I hate having to replace my jeans. That's it's just you know, ugh. Finding jeans in the right size is hard for me. Purple jeans? No. Yeah, I am a weirdly awkward size for for jeans. I'm wearing blue jeans. 48-30? Yeah, 32-30. I don't know. For some reason, that's just a really hard size to find. Room for a loaf of bread. I mean, I don't know if I'm bigger than a bread box, but was the other person in there with him? Leave a trail of breadcrumbs. I feel like they'd just be eaten by birds, though. Anyway, I'm going to get going. See you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.